Be honest. Have you ever fallen asleep during a presentation? I would like to think that the organizers of Finovate put us in the dreaded post-lunch spot because we have something that will keep you and your teams awake even after lunch. It's called simulation gaming. The global credit crisis highlighted how human knowledge is still the key to managing portfolios. We've had great leaps in analytics and technology. We're seeing great technology here today, but it's our view that our investment in human capital has stagnated. How is it that all these great technologies you see today, you can make sure your teams can keep up with the analytics and the forecasting? I think this is really tough. Can you really say that your teams are fully trained and ready for the challenges we face in the industry and all the new technology which is available? An example of an area that you guys have seen today is credit scoring. It's a numerical index, and it tells us the customer's risk. It allows us to streamline our underwriting process. Today we've seen that. And I think when credit scoring came out, people hoped that it was like introducing autopilot when you were driving a plane. Set it and forget it. Go play golf. Isn't that great? Set your cutoff score. Sadly, it's not the case, as most of you probably know. Credit scoring would be more accurately described as the invention of radar. When we invented radar, it allowed the airplane to fly lower, faster, in the dark, and through a storm. However, you can imagine the kind of training that pilots had to go through in order to learn how to use that kind of tool effectively. So given the challenges we see today, BankersLab wants to be a part of the solution and make the banking world a better place to be. Our answer is gamification. You take the essential ingredients of a game and apply them to a real-world situation. Running a bank is serious business, so let's throw some serious training at it. Therefore, we've created these flight simulators for bankers. In this case, players compete as teams against each other running a virtual bank, and your teams can get years of experience in the course of 3 or 4 days. Why gamify? Research shows that if you sit and watch a presentation with visuals, you'll retain about 30% of the information. That's the analogous of the traditional PowerPoint training. If you watch someone do something while explaining it, you'll retain 50%. So I give a hat tip to Finovate. They up the game in terms of conferences, which should increase your retention during a conference from 30 to 50%. That's great, right? However, you'll retain 90% if you actually do that thing yourself. So if you guys could actually come up here and run the demos with us, you'd remember 90% of what you saw today. Do we have any volunteers? Anybody run a virtual portfolio? Yeah, I thought so. It's okay. Kurt here is going to run it for us instead. So let's take a look at Scoring Lab, our latest flight simulator. In this game, the teams take on the identity of a retail lending portfolio manager. They'll compete in a team, and they'll try to win by making the most money. They're trying to make their bank the most profitable. So they have to make decisions like this. Should they lower the cutoff score? Should they increase the size of their portfolio and accept more risk? Or should they be a little more conservative, restrict the size of the portfolio? Okay? These are the same decisions we make on a daily basis. However, by gamifying them, we allow people to get immediate feedback on those decisions. Feedback which normally your teams have to wait 1 or 2 years to get by seeing the results in a portfolio. So this really helps people because our populations are very dynamic. So who's going to win the game? We see the people who win the game are the ones can learn the skills by looking at this kind of results output and pick up those difficult to train skill sets. Anticipation, forecasting, troubleshooting, and analysis. It's very difficult to learn those things, and by speeding up the feedback process of your decisions, you can make a lot of progress. So gamifying the experience lets the players keep focus on the task at hand. Okay? Now, just because you guys won the game, it doesn't mean it's over. We feel that learning happens every day. So with that, let's take a look at a mobile app. Our mobile app actually supports training. Once you go back to your desk, you want to be able to have information at your fingertips. By gamifying even this mobile app learning experience, we keep people really engaged and with an ongoing continuous learning. Let me show you how it works. First, you've got quiz challenges. You've got points and badges, all the usual stuff. But the content is very serious. You have level 1 questions, level 2 questions, which increase in difficulty. Not all the questions are so easy. And you might get stuck. So for that, we've got job aids, links to blogs, and links to industry resources. We've got a search function, and then we've got all kinds of information that would be helpful if you were actually doing credit scoring. So instead of playing Angry Birds while you're waiting for the next meeting to start, why don't you level up your knowledge? Learn some more terminology, brush up on your skill set, and improve yourself. This type of solution is on demand so that you can learn the way you normally do. Have you ever fallen asleep in a presentation, then gone back to your desk and looked up the very same term in Wikipedia? Probably. This will save you the trouble. Okay? So in summary, gamification is not about trivializing learning. It's about introducing game mechanics, such as rules, challenges, and rewards, in order to keep people engaged. And we're trying to really impart those higher level skill sets of anticipation and forecasting. So if you're looking to improve your talent pool, join us. Get serious by playing. So the bad news is you're only likely to remember 50% of what I just showed you. Come by our booth, come and take a test flight, see if you can manage your own virtual portfolio so you can remember 90% of the good stuff. Thank you.